The following segment is sponsored by Food City.
Well, welcome into the Stateline Sports Reporter podcast. I'm Stateline Sports Reporter Heather Williams, and last time we were here, I sat down with ETSU football coach Will Healy. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, I encourage you to do so. Some really great conversation with Will, who is now making his way to his first season as head coach. Got hired back in December, has gone through spring, and now is going through the summer, working on that first full season as head coach. This time, we're going to sit down and talk with head coach Brooks Savage. I love talking to Brooks. He is so honest in his answers. He's funny sometimes. But one of the things that I've really noticed about Brooks over the last 2 years, he's now starting his third year as head coach, is the maturity. Not to say that Brooks wasn't mature, but he's just really starting to be more comfortable in his skin as a head coach, really starting to figure some things out. Being a mid-major basketball coach is crazy. The rules have changed immensely, even in the last 3 years, with NIL and transfer portal and collectives and all the things that coaches now have to deal with and worry about beyond just being a coach. And so it was really good to sit down and talk to Brooks about those things. We talked about his team a little bit. We didn't really get into a lot of other stuff. We didn't really get into a lot of specifics because Brooks didn't really want to yet. They haven't really been together all that long, maybe 4 or 5 practices. So instead, I decided to take it a little bit different direction and talk about the big headlines in college sports right now, which is NIL and transfer portal, and just how all of the changes in the rules that have come off that have affected ETSU and will affect ETSU going forward. Great conversation with Brooks, about 10 minutes. So it's not a long listen for you to listen to, but always enjoyed my time. So hopefully you will enjoy this too. Here is ETSU head basketball coach, Brooks Savage. You said you just kind of got your first chance to really kind of look at them, watch them from a step back. Obviously, a lot of new faces. How's it going in trying to get to know your team a little bit?
And that part's going really well. I think we're only about, 8 or so practices into this thing, so we're still learning a lot, and they're learning us, we're learning them. But I like this group. I think they're really serious about their game and about the right stuff that goes into winning. And so they're in the gym all the time, probably more than any of the first 2 groups that we had. And they were in there a lot, and this group's in there even more. They're getting along well. I think we recruited a very like-minded type of group, a specific person that we were looking for. And so it's going well. We're on the floor. They're in the weight room. We're spending time off the floor as a team, talking and getting to know one another. So far, so good. So looking forward to the rest of the summer.
How much is it of a challenge is it for coaches now every year? Because with the transfer portal, especially on this level, it's a whole new team every year. How much of a challenge is that for you guys?
It's challenging. You'd like to be able to have a lot of retention, and I think that's originally why we kind of got into coaching, because you had time with guys and you could help them develop as players but also as people. And so that still exists. It's just shorter now. And so, but it's fun. The challenge is fun to me. That's the team building, the roster building, the process of it all is what I really enjoy. And so it's been good having a lot of new guys and working to see how well we can put that together over the course of a year.
Does it shorten the recruiting window, like your window from when the season ends to when you need to have your roster built because of the way the portal works and people coming and going? Does it shorten your window?
Yeah, I think we try to sign some high school guys in the fall. We got Maddox Huff this past year. We're working right now to try and sign probably 2 or 3 here in the fall. But then in the spring, it goes fast. You have probably middle of March to the middle of May to sign your team. And so it goes fast, but I think our staff did a great job. Everybody, all hands on deck type of approach, and we cast a wide net. But it does, the time from when you finish recruiting your team to the time when you get them here and start is only a couple weeks. And so it's really just kind of nonstop, in the springtime for sure.
I know that you guys have some NIL money, but when you're out recruiting, how much does NIL play in your recruiting process?
It's big. NIL is very much a part of the recruitment, but it's not just NIL. I've said this before. It's not an or thing. It's an and thing. You have to have tradition. You have to have facilities. You have to have style of play, an opportunity to play, and and all that stuff. All that stuff still matters. And you have to have rev share, NIL, or whatever is the is going on currently, wherever we're at with that. So you have to have it all to be competitive, and I don't think it's something that a lot of guys lead with necessarily, but I think in how fast the portal moves, I think you get to that pretty quickly to see, because you have to find out, are you in the ballpark? Are you like this player, but can you get this player? And I think that as much of it is still about evaluation of the player, it's as much or more evaluation of the recruitment. Can you get them? And so I think that you have to figure that stuff out very quickly.
How much does having now a general manager, does that change your involvement in that or your role in that at all?
It's been great. David's awesome, and keeping me out of some of the contract stuff and having to deal really directly with the agents. I think we deal with them up front, and then when it kind of gets to that piece of it, I think I'm out of it, which is good, because that's the role of agents, is so that we can keep a good player-coach relationship without having to get involved in too much of that stuff. But he's been really good. He's got tons of experience, a lot of war stories in recruiting, and so it's been good to have that other set of eyes and ears on situations and help you navigate certain recruitments if needed.
I know that it's still a relatively new thing in college ball, but how much have agents changed the game, relationships, that kind of stuff?
Well, for years we tried to keep agents out of college basketball, college athletics, and then overnight they're back in a major way. I think they were always in at the high level for sure, but I think you see them, every kid, a lot of kids think they need an agent now. The agents that we deal with, I don't know how necessarily legit they are a lot of times. Some of them have been great. It's like anything else, and some of them you never want to deal with again. But I don't think we have, maybe one. We've kind of tried to stay away from it a little bit, and maybe just happenstance about how it all went down. But you deal with them. It's a shakedown. That's probably a whole nother segment. The agents in our game, but you do come across them fairly frequently, I would say, at all levels. And at the high level, every kid's got an agent.
This summer, what's been the biggest difference now that you specifically can be involved in the summer, or what will be the biggest difference? I know you're still kind of early in your summer workouts.
Yeah, we're in there 4 days a week. In the gym we're practicing. We can go 4 hours a week, so we go 4 times for an hour, and you can get a lot done. We're working to try to get just big picture offense, defense stuff in. Want to try to start to establish our style of play and the things that are important to us and some of the fundamentals. And then they're working really hard on their own game, and they're in the weight room and they're getting shots, and so it's a pretty full day most days, but it's been great being able to be on the floor with them. That's, I think, when you can really build those relationships and start to put your team together.
Given the way that there's so much turnover because of NIL, is that time even more valuable to you as a coach?
Yeah, I just think with the turnover on the roster, just having a new team, the more time that you can have with them is the better. And I said when I got the job, just because everything was so new at that time, it's a race to relationships, and if you can, the teams that can build those faster, can go further with them, I think gives you the best chance to win. And so we're working really hard at that piece. But I think a lot of that, Heather, is recruiting, and recruiting like-minded guys that those are going to be easy, to build those relationships because they have some of those things in common already.
You, in a very short time, have gotten this program kind of back to ETSU. The attendance, the regular season wins. The next step seems to be now the postseason. I know that's really hard in the Southern Conference because there's so many good teams, but what do you feel like this team needs to do to take that next step?
It's a great question. It has been it's been a good 2 years, and I think the first year getting back to the championship, this year finishing third. I think everybody that saw us play when we were 100% saw that we had a real chance to win it. And so, our message has just been to chase greatness and to remain championship caliber in everything that we do, from the way we scout to recruit to our interactions to on the floor and our plan. And we've got a great staff. I think we just got to continue to be championship caliber, and when you do that and you continue to knock on the door, at some point you're going to win one. But this team can do it. I mean, they're talented enough. It's just a matter of how it goes. It's our focus always, but our focus on a day-to-day basis is to just chase greatness, and that's what we're trying to do.
Sponsored by Food City.